Morning all. Just a This video is about the tracking system for those that aren't aware of how it works. Quick rundown. Not getting into too much science with it. So it's pretty simple. The concept around the tracking system is to track the vehicle's progress through the shop, make sure you're delivering on time, puts it all on one easy platform, and away you go. So we'll just shrink that out of the way. So the way you get to it, it's the tracking system is separate to Crashzone as far as a login tab. Of a morning, you'll have your Crashzone tab and your tracking tab. They both use the same username and password. So tracking, click on and log in, and it shows me jobs. This particular tracker's got a multi-site function, but that's not what most people would have. So we'll just go to the site that I'm focused on this morning, and it's got the jobs that are in the shop. They're not really, because I haven't got a shop, but also this data is about 5 years old from a past life. So, but we use it for the sake of mucking around now. So the way the information gets onto the tracker, or start with the start here, right? When the vehicles are here, the outdate's critical because that's the whole point of it, to let you know when jobs are going out, all on one sheet of paper. You can see where you're going. Also, what stage they're at. They're the two big ones that are important at this point in time. So go into Crashzone, log in, and away we go. So when we want to put a job onto the system, it's as simple as this. We go into the job, all the data's there. We put a date on it, so we'll go with today's date to come in, and it's going to go out in 3 days' time. And done, and that's Bob, whatever. And all we do to move it across is change it from quote to job, and update quote. Boom, that information is now gone straight to the tracker. If we pop into the tracker and refresh it, probably don't even need to. No, there it is, it's already there, right there, LJ's from Bob. So that's how quick the information comes across. Also, as you would probably, most of you should be aware, if we go back to the front page, you've got this job section here. So this is what you're probably using at the moment to know what you've got in the shop. So this, but it doesn't give you a breakdown of what day it's going in, what day it's going out, or what stage it's at. So the tracker, it just enhances this page. So it also links in with your time app. So all three of them work together to give you a good oversight of what your business is doing. So out date, self-explanatory. In date, the red means today. That's all it means. It's no alarm bell. It's just highlighting to you what's coming in, what's going out today. The next stage here tells you what stage vehicles are at. Panel, paint, whatever. Up along the top here, it's giving you the breakdown of the R&Rs in the shop, the repairs, the paint, and your total labour in the shop. So if you need, say, $10,000 a week to go through the shop, most shops will have $30,000 on this chart. There'll be 10 coming in, 10 in, and 10 on its way out, and you've got that continual roll. So it just gives you a bit of an indication. You'll know what you need per week. So you can glance up there and go, oh, yeah, we're on track, or hang about. We got $65,000 worth of work in the shed, and we've got 2 men, so we've got a problem here. Or the other way around, you got 65 men and $2,000 in the shed. So that's that part. Tells you where you're at. So what we can also do is by any of these dark fields, we can sort them by alphabetical. So if we click on stage, it'll now rejig everything and put it into a different one. So we know this one that I just sent across. It's when we clicked on it on that job, it just brings up. It looks very similar to a Crashzone front page. Customer's name, rego, da da da. Over here, it's a job assessing. So it's going to go from assessing to start because it's turned up. Parts are needed. So we just update that. And it's wherever that job was. It's ready to start. The metal recycle action express of Bob's. here, it might only have paint, so we can just click it straight onto paint. They all land there. We click on deliver, or stage, I should say, because every time you reset it, it'll go back to the update. So now we've got the stage, and we've got jobs to start, jobs to paint. We know roughly where we're at within the business, what's going on where. And from that, if you want to sort it a little bit more, over here in the print section, where up top corner, left hand, we click on print, and it brings up this same information with these little 1, 4, and 7 day and all outlook. And what that's doing is, if we click on day 1, that'll tell us what's happening today. And what's happening today, we've got 1 job coming in, nothing going out. If we click on day 4, we've got 3 coming in and 1 going out. Again, this 1, 4, and 7 is all about the out dates. So 1 going out, and we've now got 4 going out in the next 4 days. If we click on 7 days, it doesn't change, and we click on all, obviously it's all. So it's a little helpful tool. Now, when we did this, it actually opened up a second tracking field. So if you want to click on today, okay, nothing for the detailers. 4 days, detailers have got these jobs. There's 2 on the 19th. Maybe we should push one of these jobs forward or push one of them back, so there's only 1 a day in this instance. You print that like you would, Control P, same as everything on Crashzone. 7 days does the bit, and then the all. Admin normally looking at all because they're trying to manage everybody. That's how that works. It's not much. We'll get rid of that one because it doesn't have a lot of the other fields that we need. We're back to the normal tracking layout. We've got our jobs. We've got the dollar values in the shed. We know whether the parts is another one I need to touch on. Parts are needed for this one. So when we order them, we come in here and we order the parts. Boom. If we have a job where there is no parts, paid cash, whoops, should have got rid of that. Parts needed, there was no parts on that job, or they've arrived, hit supplied, bang. It just gives you an indication of where you're at. It's a reminder. This end column's got nothing to do with anything, so it's all just, yeah, it's there. So jobs, so really we focus in the middle of the page, what stage they're at and what day they're going out. That's what the tracker does. Other little benefits it can help you with up here in the report side of life. Oh, that's right, step 1. When a job's finished, so this one here of actions, we'll just use it. We click on that line. When the job's finished, we go finish, and it's completed, and update. Bang, it's gone. It's not on the page. Now, if we check over here in the finish section, there it is up here, right? And it'll tell us a little bit more information on the finances over here. The cost of goods shouldn't ever have 0. It should, you've got to manually enter it all. It can be a little bit of a nuisance, so the one above it, we'll just pick on it for a moment. Before you send a job across and you're at this page, just in the invoice section, invoice number. Once you've hit the invoice in Crashzone, it'll automatically populate that. It'll automatically populate the amount, which I think in that case was a $2,100 job roughly. Right, you populate your own cost of goods there, the $200, which meant that your gross profit / labour was $1,900. Update, and there's the $1,900. There's the cost of goods. There was the original quote of 22. Looks like I gave him a $100 discount. Invoice number, which I just fabricated for the sake of now. So all the jobs going to finished, and you've got a complete record going back forever. You can date range, drop it on a spreadsheet, do whatever you want there. Up the top here in the reporting section, which you can, if we go back to the jobs, the report section's there still. So it doesn't really matter what page you're on, but if you want to go into your reports, and then monthly, it'll tell you what you've done for the month. So this stuff is October of 13 through to a bit of dribble down the bottom. It hasn't been used for years. But let's just pick on January of 2014. We did 29 jobs, total sales 83k, less the parts, made a GP of 78k. We quoted 11,900 worth of parts. There was 27 grams worth of panel, 35 grams worth of paint. Our parts cost us 5,500. So we just did a snapshot. Cost you 5.5. Yeah, you sold them for 11.5 or 12. Yeah, 100% profit. Thank you. Move on. Now you can do that by month, or you can change that to quarterly or annually. So if we went annually, just for example, we'd see that in 14, 379 jobs, 97 jobs, blah, blah, blah. And it's got all the data there. A lot of this type of data, especially on a quarterly or monthly, you can use for doing your health check and benchmarking, where you get your sales, your number of jobs, your panel and your paint breakdown. Now, these panel and paint breakdowns come off your quotes. That's the data that's straight on your quote. So if you quoted $100 to repair something, that's in there. Same with your paint and your parts, what you've quoted on parts and what you've purchased. So you've got to put your purchases in, but the amount you quoted is there. So the end. Not much more I can really tell you about that. It's a helpful little report though. We'll go back and so back to where the jobs are at. That's it. That's what Crashzone tracking system does. If you want it, PM me with your company ID and I will have it attached to your quote system. If you want to know more about it, let me know. Again, PM or mobile. I can tell you what and where and why, hopefully. And yeah, if it helps you, great. That's the whole point of this. But see you all later.